Hi everybody, and welcome back to this lecture 3 where we're covering various kind of bits and pieces to do with IFRS 17. So first video we talked about profit timings in terms of how profit emerges from the CSM being reduced over time. Then we covered how contracts are grouped under IFRS 17. So when we're thinking about CSMs and doing those kind of calculations, contracts are grouped together, and a minimum requirement is that they go into 3 groups. The first group being contracts that we are really confident will be profitable. Second group being contracts where we are really confident that we will lose money. And the third one being contracts where we do expect to make profits, but we're maybe not quite as sure as we are for the ones that are in group 1. We also covered in the last lecture alternatives to the CSM approach. Basically, if you've got general insurance, you can do something that's simpler than what we've described to date. So what we'll cover in this video is the data and administration section. So, data and administration. So because of how IFRS 17 is built, certainly for the GMM approach, we need to record over time certain kinds of data that we wouldn't need to record if we weren't following this legislation. So that means that there's something for us to build in terms of our IT capability. So let's say in our first bullet, the GMM requires you to remember how all contracts sold in each past year were or are grouped. So you can't just make up new groups each year. Once you've decided what they are, you need to track them over time. Also, what the initial CSM was for each group. Let's give these semicolons. Also, what last year's CSM was for each group and what discount rates were used for each future year when working out initial CSM for each group. Full stop. So this is quite a lot of additional tracking that you wouldn't need to do with kind of standard actuarial regulations, or for instance Solvency II type regulations. This is additional as a result of IFRS 17. So all of this means or implies we need data systems to track this. And I'll just add in a note. The PAA approach does not require such data tracking. So this is an issue that life insurance companies will tend to face, because generally speaking they're going to be using the GMM approach. That's the approach that we've talked about in lectures 1 and 2 to figure out how profit emerges over time, and indeed they have to hold this CSM as part of their balance sheet. So there'll be some cost in terms of getting the IT to do this, and then some future cost as well, because when systems are changed in the future, you need to check that what already exists still works. So there'll be all sorts of new numbers here that have to be tested to ensure that they're not broken by some future change to your IT. So there's an additional cost, if you like, as a result of to companies as a result of following this IFRS 17 regulation. Okay, we'll just cover data and administration here, so we'll stop just now and then come back for the last section in the next video.